It's Week 13 of the NFL, and we're going to look here at Derrick Henry. He should be a busy man out of the backfield. It's the Ravens and the Eagles, and it's all up next.
With Chesapeake Bay gleaming in the distance, we are inside M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore, Maryland. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. Out come the Eagles for the first time, and the man in charge at quarterback in his fifth year now, Jalen Hurts.
And he did everything possible to rally his team to a win last week, didn't he? What did he throw for?
Over 450 yards.
I mean, that's a pretty phenomenal performance. So, obviously, he and the offense were clicking pretty well. The other two-thirds, though, that comes into question. Defense and special teams, they'll need all of them to play better in this one, too.
First play, and Hurts looking to throw it. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. 17 yards on the game's hope. John Harbaugh never shy about bringing out the red challenge flag, and he'll do so here. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So the challenge there does not go their way. This will indeed remain a completed pass. That's caught. Hits the former Colt, Paris Campbell. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And 22 more yards there and another first down. See some head shaking on that defensive sideline because so much focus on taking away what he did last week as NFC Offensive Player of the Week. Big gain there for him to start.
I love your observation because you would think they'd be prepared for him after what he did the previous week. But sometimes that skill set actually intimidates a defense, and he used it to his great advantage.
Hurts. This short throw caught by Goedert. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. The numbers for him from a week ago, 5 catches, 53 yards.
And he was able to haul that pass in there, but he knows he's got a tough task ahead of him. This unit in the top 5 in the NFL against the pass. He's going to have to really work hard to get open.
He's got his tight end. It's Albert Okwuegbunam. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
An 8-yard pickup. First down, Eagles.
Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he stays up. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's second down.
No surprise to see him running again here. It's something he's done throughout this season, and that run puts him over 500 yards on the ground for the year. He's got to be thinking to himself, if I'm already at 500, what's to stop me from going for 1,000?
And the Eagles are going to have a first and goal as the tackle made at the 10-yard line. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Throwing is Hurts. This is caught. That will go as a pickup of 7 on the 7th play of the drive. And how about this first drive? They're being aggressive, slinging it around.
Really confident, too, because they're not trying to fool them with running plays, throwing it, and they're being very successful right now.
Barkley trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1. And give him 2 yards officially, and now it'll be 3rd and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Fine work by the Baltimore defense to help bring up 4th down. Boy, such a good drive. You'd hate to have it end in 3. Do you think about going for it?
Absolutely. I mean, the fact that they've moved the ball so well should lead you to the decision that maybe we should go for it right here. Also, as a head coach, show some confidence in your team. Let them know you think they can go get it.
And he didn't get there. Knocked backwards to the 2-yard line. They're turned away on 4th and goal. Then on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. Well, they miss an opportunity to put some points on the board on the opening drive. They pass on the field goal. What'd you think?
I'm looking at it from a positive standpoint for them. First drive of the game. They set the tone, right? They go downfield. They let them know how aggressive they're going to be all game long. Even though they don't get it, because it's the first drive of the game, you're not that worried about it. Hey, we've got plenty of other opportunities as this game moves on.
On the ground, this is Derrick Henry. And he'll get this up past the 5 to the 7-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 7-yard line.
Now Jackson. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. So, Charles, our first points of the game provided defensively. What a play that was.
And I can only imagine that the folks at home watching are thinking to themselves, that's one of those plays where once the ball leaves the quarterback's hands, you just sort of go, uh-oh, and wait for the result. This time, the defense benefited.
On for the extra point, Jake Elliott. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick-6, and now the kick is away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Ravens offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And he continues to be a nightmare for teams to defend in the red zone. You see the graphic. He's second in the NFL in terms of rushing touchdowns by a quarterback. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive to take with you when you go away for a few days, and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. So the big fella gets on the scoreboard with a return for a touchdown. Good thing he didn't have to go too far, though.
You know the trainers were very happy about that. Imagine having to go get him in the end zone, escort him to the bench, and give him the oxygen. They were loving the fact that he got in without having to run very far.
Elliott on for the extra point. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And able to get this out to the 25. And Baltimore's offense set for this next possession. They have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time.
Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. It's another first down as this time they get an even 20.
You can almost hear the sigh of relief coming from their sideline and from their point on the field because this has been a tough start for them thus far. A much-needed first down there. They needed something good to happen. Plays like that will continue to help them dig out of this hole.
Now it's Jackson. Throw left side complete. That's Mitchell. The completion, but they go in the wrong direction. A loss of yards, and now they're dealing with a 2nd and long. Jackson. He'll wind up getting 4 there on his own, but it will leave him now with a 3rd down situation. We're backed up here. Tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And that is incomplete.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. And that is no good. Oh, he missed it just wide of the upright, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. That ball caught by Campbell. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
And that nearly trouble, but it's incomplete. The rookie had it and lost it, and it'll be 2nd down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. This will be caught by Brown. Heck of a move and then brought down near the 23. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. They'll look to throw again. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
The kick by Elliott is good. And that'll make this 17-0 here in the opening quarter. So a great first quarter continues here as they add on to that lead.
And Brandon, I think it sets up what's going to be an important drive because it's now 17-0. So the other guys, they got to figure out something quick before this game gets away from them.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And now Baltimore gets set to take the field. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it...
Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Darius Slay with a pick, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Now, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Open man is Goddard, the tight end. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. Up the middle with Barkley. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Now 2nd and 9. Back to throw. It's caught, and it's a fumble. And the defense not able to get it. From a defensive perspective, what's that moment like when you realize the ball is loose?
It is a moment where all concentration goes right to the football. This is something you've talked about in all your preparation.
He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
We always talk about how teams are so competitively matched, and you just want to make those plays that give you an advantage. How about right here? The difference between letting them score a touchdown versus holding them to a field goal, that's absolutely huge with the play he just made.
And you know he hated taking the loss there on 3rd down. So Hurts is off, and on comes Jake Elliott for the Eagle field goal. He hit his first, this one from 40 yards out. The kick by Elliott is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they had the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
On the move to his left. Lamar Jackson, such a threat with those legs, able to improvise and get the first.
He was certainly quick to atone for his early game interception. Instead of making another mistake forcing something, he reset himself and found a lane to pick up the first down.
A first down carry for Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. They'll motion the tight end across the formation. Again, it's Henry. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
With his size, he's a tough man to bring down, but they do a nice job there stopping his progress and not allowing him to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 30. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down, and I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
Play action. Now Jackson. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
It sort of looks like they still have some fight in them on this series, because it seemed like things were headed for the red zone. But if this defense gets 2 more stops, they can keep them out of that area.
Back to the ground now. It's Henry. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Baltimore. It's the Ravens in possession. They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Jackson now. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Tucker's kick is good. And that will move the deficit from 20 down to 17. So he missed his first attempt, remember, but this time he gets back on the bike and knocks it home.
Yeah, and sometimes that first one can really impact you moving forward. It can just stay with you too long and affect everything else you do during the game. In this case, though, able to shake it off. He's riding high again.
The Eagles offense and Jalen Hurts ready to take over once more. And he's been very impactful when using his legs this year, both when the pocket breaks down and by design. You notice his name sits near the top when looking at the league leaders in rushing yards by a quarterback. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. And they'll come up on a 2nd and 7 from the 27. He'll look to throw. Complete. Smith has it. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And now 1 yard to go on 3rd down. They'll try to run for it with Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down, 3 yards in the wrong direction.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
On 4th down, punt coming from Braden Mann. Deontay Hardy deep for Baltimore. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. So a change of possession here on the punt. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
From the gun, Jackson. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Flowers. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 2 yards to go, 2nd down.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. In this defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Great stop by Darius Slay to back up the offense. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. Throwing is Jackson. A quick throw, but incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. 23 yards on the tuck and run.
It was 3rd and long, so you had to figure that the defense would be coming with extra pressure. Found a way to get away. He couldn't see the imaginary yellow line on the field, but he knew exactly where it was and found his way there for a first down.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Off the play fake. Here's Jackson. He'll bite, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jalen Carter in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They go play action with Jackson. Under pressure, they got him again. That's big Jordan Davis powering in to drop him. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles. And that front seven defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will close the gap down to 14. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he's watching that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in. And had just enough to get it done.
Philadelphia getting set to take the field. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
From the gun, it's Hurts. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. The veteran Kyle Van Noy in there to drop him.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
After the sack on 1st down, Hurts. It's caught. Smith. They get 11 back on that one. It leads to 3rd down.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10. In motion right, Campbell. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And this is going to be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. On the return, Hardy. It's a 47-yard punt, return of 6. And that will come the offense as they take over. Baltimore about ready to go on offense. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal, field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
They're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position they're in.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score. 2nd down, they go again with Henry. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down. They'll run it again with Henry. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 43.
And now Jackson will look to throw it. A short one there, caught by Likely. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
That's a gain of 3. It's 3rd and 7.
Jackson. It's hauled in by Hardy. And he has another 1st down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 45-yard line. A strong pickup of 11 keeps their drive alive.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the 1st half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
running from the gun with Henry. And he tries to power forward, but he will not get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Now it's Jackson. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
The quarterback got away with one there. Looked like he was in line for a pick, but instead it's knocked harmlessly to the turf.
Jackson from the shotgun. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he has another first down as he'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 24-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
And a nice job by the two of them to not only connect on the pitch and the catch, but to carry over their practice work to the game field. They saw the adjustment by the defense, made an adjustment themselves, and picked up the first down.
Henry up the middle. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes. From the 22 now, here's 2nd down and 8.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line.
Henry out of the pistol. And it's still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
A 3rd field goal of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. Now the ball comes loose. It is picked up by the Eagles. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you should take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
Here's Hurts to throw. And this one complete to Smith. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28. 2nd down and a little more than a yard here. Brown goes in motion left. Hurts. And he goes down. The Ravens able to get to him. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. 3rd and 9 here. Throwing is Hurts. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Smith. And he's going to be taken down about a yard shy of the first at the 29. Now we'll get a stoppage here as it appears we've got an Eagle slow to get up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment. Out now is the punter, Braden Mann. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. The call for a fair catch, and it's made at about the 23-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. To throw is Jackson. Oh, and for the 3rd time, Jackson going to be intercepted. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick. An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
The Eagles offense going to take over late in this first half. And now they start in plus territory following that turnover as they'll try to get some points here before halftime. Hurts sets up to throw it. Over the middle to Smith. That'll go for a gain of 7, and that's going to bring up second down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
Quick slant to Brown. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they get it right at the 30-second mark of this first half. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. This short throw caught by Goddard. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And that'll bring up second down. The Eagles will take their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw again. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. That is caught. Oh, he's brought down. And remember here, no timeouts left. They got to get to the line quick. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thank you very much. We're starting to get near the home stretch of this NFL season. It's Week 13, so let's get an update on what's going on. We'll begin up at legendary Lambeau Field in Green Bay. And as you see, they were winners back on Thursday night. Jordan Love, excellent in the victory, as it's one that pushes his guys 2 games above 500. From there, let's hop over to New England. Check out the Patriots at home in Foxborough. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Adonai Mitchell, a touchdown catch in the victory. Finally, we finish at MetLife Stadium to see what's going on with the Jets. And they were winners in that one as they defeat the visiting Seattle Seahawks. Aaron Rodgers leading the way in the victory with 3 touchdown passes. The highlights are fairly one-sided to this point. It's a 2-touchdown difference here at the break, but I wouldn't call this one over just yet. I think there could still be some fireworks yet to come.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Ravens offense and Lamar Jackson set to take over once again. And it's been a struggle for him all afternoon. This defense has really done a nice job of making him earn everything he gets, and it's prevented him from getting into any kind of rhythm here today. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
From the gun on third down, Jackson. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it, brings up 4.
Now, that's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Rodgers on the return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. So here are the Eagles now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll try and start this drive in the air. This short throw caught by Goddard. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down.
First down, Philadelphia.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that'll be off the mark, too far out in front, and it's incomplete. Just a little beyond the reach there of his receiver. That's probably one he wishes he had back.
He wishes it had been 7-on-7 in practice, or maybe even routes versus.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. More than one defender there, and that's a loss of 5 on the sack.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance from these ace pass rushers.
Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. So the false start certainly doesn't help matters as they'll try again now, 3rd and long. He'll look to throw. And he gets this only to the 44-yard line. Not near enough to keep the drive alive. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be out of bounds. Now it's a question of where they'll mark it. And they'll say it crosses at the 11-yard line. Ravens offense getting set and ready for this next drive. And this group has suffered far too many self-inflicted wounds thus far as we run through some of the mistakes. It's darn near impossible to win in this league when you're turning the ball over at the frequency that they have. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
They'll send a receiver in motion left. They go play action now. Jackson, and he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
He's got his target. That's complete. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Pass interference. Defense.
So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
From the 34-yard line, here's a 2nd and 8.
34-yard line.
Jackson, option right. Jackson hit, and he lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. He may go. And he's into the end zone. It's a fumble return and an Eagle touchdown. We know this defense has some playmakers. We saw it right there. Well, really, we've seen it the whole game.
Isn't it nice to see that on the opposite side of the ball? Respect, my man, respect. The defensive guys are outscoring their opposing offense.
Yeah, they're outscoring him indeed with that score alone. Elliott now to add the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. So not only the cough up, but then the pickup on the other side, the scoop, and the score the other way, the fumble return for a touchdown. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Ravens offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down. They'll bring the tight end in motion right here. Throwing on second and long. Jackson. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down.
Sets up a third down and 18.
Jackson. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20.
Baltimore, first down. First and 10 at the 38-yard line.
They go play action with Jackson. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. Second and 10. A shotgun handoff to Henry. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down.
Third down and 9.
Jackson now. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Shreds the tackle. So just a 3-yard return following a punt of 45. And it will be Eagles football, first and 10. The Eagles offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They have picked up right where they left off in half number 1, just looking really dominant, extending this lead.
And it's fun to see when teams actually do that, because so many times you go into the half after playing well, and you kind of relax a little bit. We've got this. We can kind of punch the button whenever we get good and ready. But for a team to keep the intensity and keep the execution up and come back after the half and play so well, that's actually really, really nice to see.
And a pedal to the metal. That's what we're seeing right now. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. They'll come up now third and 9.
And it's third down.
Looking to throw. Buying time to his left. And they will rally and stop him short of the first down. They get him to the ground at the 26. Pretty solid gain of 7 yards that time as he scrambled, but now they face a fourth down.
That looked great when he first took off because, in my mind, there was room to run and he had the marker in his sight. But I certainly didn't expect him to close so quickly, and neither did he. They got to him just in time, and now that forced him to make a decision with his fourth down call.
Illegal block in the back. Return team.
Jackson and the Ravens come up now first and 10 at their own 27. They'll set up to throw. It's caught by Aguilar. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 1.
At the 36-yard line.
They'll bring one of the tight ends in motion left. Now Jackson. Gets around him. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Now it's Jackson. And that one too wide and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Now it's Jackson. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a third down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
3rd and 6.
Jackson. Screen play, setting it up for Mitchell. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. It's a gain of 8, and it'll wind up moving the chains.
For as many sacks as this defense has, you can understand their willingness to try and get upfield and get another. So what a really smart play call here to use their aggression against them, go with the screen, and they're able to get the first down.
A 20th carry now for Derrick Henry. Heck of a broken tackle and able to work this down near the 23. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up from the 24 now. Here's 2nd and 2. Here's Jackson. Over the middle, and there's a diving catch. The Raven passing game getting in sync. Another first down.
18 yards on the play. That's another Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line.
And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is 2nd down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the Eagles' 7-yard line.
And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. He'll get 5 out of the keeper, but now it's 3rd down. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Now they'll send a tight end in motion left. On 3rd down, Henry. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
That was well played there defensively. 2 tight ends in the formation, which essentially gave them 7 blockers up front. Hard to imagine with all that size and beef that they could let a tackler through, but that's exactly.
And he'll get in. Touchdown, Baltimore. Derrick Henry. His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Ravens are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. Justin Tucker for the extra point. And he's got it to make it 27-13. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And Derrick Henry able to finish it off with a touchdown run. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The visitors' offense and their quarterback ready to go once more. And this defense has got to be at its wits' end, trying to come up with ways to keep him contained. He's had so many opportunities to tuck it and go, and he's turned a number of those opportunities into big plays. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. We're in Baltimore, 3rd quarter action, 2nd and 10. Hurts going to keep it running right. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the run there, and now they'll be looking at a 3rd down.
No gain on the play. And it brings up 3rd down.
And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Baltimore. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. In motion right, Campbell. Here's Hurts to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete. critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. A slant route caught by Bateman. And he'll be stopped at the 35, but not before he picks up 7 yards. From the 35, here's 2nd and 3.
At the 35-yard line.
Throwing is Jackson. A short one there, caught by Likely. 4 yards the pickup, 1st down.
A gain of 4 yards. And the Baltimore first down. 1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Off the option, here's Henry. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. 2nd down and 4. To throw is Jackson. And he slings one that's incomplete.
I'm not even sure I know who this guy is out there playing right now. This is very unlike him, one of the most accurate guys in the league. Totally off his game right now.
I don't know. I was going to ask you what you pin it on, but defensively, they've been pretty solid.
But sometimes, you know, those defenders, they get into the receivers pretty well, and if they chip away at their timing, it's going to affect what you're doing throwing the ball as well.
Well, the other day they told us when we've got 3rd and 5 or less, we have to be able to convert, and I guess every team would say that, Charles, but an opportunity missed there.
What they were trying to tell us is they believe it's a matchup game at that point, and they liked some matchups that they had, thought they could exploit them, unable to do so on that play.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. They go play action with Hurts. Rolling to his left. Oh, what a move. Fights him off. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Ball on the 39. Here's 2nd and 3. Throwing is Hurts. His throw incomplete.
Certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, he certainly thought he had an open look beyond the first down marker to his receiver, but they just couldn't connect, and that will send them back to the drawing board.
They'll try and throw for it with Hurts. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Eagles unable to convert there on 4th. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. And I am not sure, partner, there what the mindset was to go for it. I don't know.
And some teams just feel that possession is the key to everything. They just want to have the football in their hands. No matter how it goes to the other team, they just don't trust doing that. So they say, let's go for it and try and finish it ourselves.
They'll start on the ground. It's Derrick Henry. Gets by him, and now a little daylight. Inside the 10, and all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. Derrick Henry with a milestone career touchdown number 100. Joining Curtis Martin and Franco Harris at the century mark as he continues to climb the all-time list. And the Ravens have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Now Tucker to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So they hit pay dirt on just one play. The long run, the scamper, and a very nice scamper into the end zone for the touchdown. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. Their lead back down to one score after the touchdown a moment ago. First down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Hurts. He dumps it off to Barkley. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. That one unable to develop, never got going. A loss of a couple, and it's 2nd down. Hurts. This short throw caught by Goddard, and he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Dancing away at the 35. And brought down, but not before he was able to break the tackle, and the extra effort moves the sticks. Now a pause, and there's an injured Raven in need of some assistance. Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. In motion left comes Brown. Here's a fake on the jet sweep as he'll go instead with Barkley. Now he's able to break through one tackle, but it slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. From the gun, it's Hurts. Flushed it, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Nabi Matabike just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. So after that sack, Hurts and the Eagles, tough spot here. 3rd and long. They'll look to throw. He's got Smith here. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Call it a loss of 2 there on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. It's a net of 40 there, a punt of 48, and a return of 8. The home team's offense and Derrick Henry set to take over once more. And as we take a look at some of the highlights, we see just how impactful he's been. He and his quarterback have such a great chemistry together, and it's been on full display throughout the contest. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And it feels like the momentum has shifted. They scored, then their defense forces that last punt, and now a chance to tie the game on this possession. Throw caught by Flowers. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
That's good for a Baltimore 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Here's Jackson to throw. Got his target. That's Kohler. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. 2nd and a couple.
At the 50-yard line.
An option give now to Mitchell. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
And this is going to fall to the ground, incomplete. That very nearly their 4th pick of the game. Instead, 2nd down. Jackson finds his man. It's Kohler. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 36. 12 yards the pickup there. Good for a Raven first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
A give to Henry. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Aguilar in motion left. Now they show jet sweep, but instead a run up the middle here. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long. Play action. It's Jackson. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number is just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
Oh, and this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Philadelphia offensive unit now as they head out to take over possession. Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 20-yard line.
Barkley, inside handoff. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. That's the run he's been waiting for, Charles. He's been bottled up all game. That run alone got him more yards than he had in all his previous carries combined.
And don't think for a second he doesn't know that, because every back that I know can almost calculate every yard with every step that they take. Had to be frustrated because of what's happened during the game. Has to feel a lot better after that run.
This short throw caught by Goddard. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and it's 2nd down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 49-yard line.
Now Hurts on the option right. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. Now flags come in here. Looked like one of the Eagles might have moved. The crowd's not doing that O-line any favors.
Home field advantage is really kicking in, making it very difficult for them to hear the snap count.
After the false start, sets up a 3rd and 9. They're going to look to throw. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. He'll wind up getting 4 yards there on his own, but it also brings up 4th down.
Nice call on defense, rolling out the nickel package for that big 3rd down play, and they did an excellent job locking down coverage and forcing him to try and run for it, and he doesn't get there, which brings up a big 4th down call.
The Eagles send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. Fair catch called for and collected right at the 10-yard line. The home team's offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he has put in a full game's work and then some. Just an incredible performance on the ground to this point in the 4th quarter. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Jackson now. It's caught by Aguilar. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it'll be 2nd down.
Second and 5 at the 26-yard line.
Now it's Jackson. He finds his man, complete. That's Hudson. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So it's Raven football here as we welcome you back. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. Jackson will throw again. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Flowers. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here's Jackson. That is caught. Bateman. Well, he caught it right at the line of scrimmage, and before he could even think about advancing it forward, he got hit.
Great tackling, because that's what you're taught. Don't give up yards after the catch, and most offenses make a living off of yards after catch. Those hidden yards that may not go into the score sheet, but they count big for moving the ball and stretching the field. Really nice open field tackle.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Plenty of time and 2 timeouts still at their disposal. 1st and 10 here. That pass finds Kohler along the sideline. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7.
Jackson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Jackson to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. It's Jackson on 4th down. Over the middle, complete. That's Hardy. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as he'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Jackson. And this complete to Mitchell.
It didn't check off every box, but the most important one. Got the clock stopped, getting out of bounds. They may be a little short of the 1st down, but I thought that was the key.
Now Jackson. Escaping the pressure right. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. Throwing, Jackson. A check down here for Henry. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. They'll come up now on second down. Jackson to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. This definitely four-down territory at this point, but a critical third down here. Now Jackson. And that will be incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about, and you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee. Ravens going to use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with an even 20 seconds left to go. And they will take a knee here. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here when they're taking a knee is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you what, I can't remember a defensive performance as good as this one. They seemingly forced turnover after turnover after turnover every time you turned around.
Yeah, you could just keep going with it, can't you? After turnover, after turnover. As this game unfolded, they were doing all the dictating, right? They told the offense exactly how it was going to go down today. So you saw them deflate with every series, didn't you? Every time they ran onto the field, it was slower and slower to get to the football because they just felt like if we go out there, we're just going to turn it over anyway. So it was really, really a stellar performance.
So for the Eagles, their very slim playoff hopes get a boost as they move to 5-7, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Ravens, they can ill afford to drop too many more as they fall to 7-6 on the year. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. So for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Next game, guess what? Charles and I will be here again. It's the NFL on EA Sports.